Eggs are the enemy of your heart? You have heard one of the most persistent and frightening warnings in all of health advice. The message was simple, powerful, and repeated everywhere. Eggs are high in cholesterol. Cholesterol clogs your arteries, and therefore you must avoid the yolk to prevent a heart attack. Many of you listened faithfully. You switched to bland egg white omelets, or perhaps you cut out the incredibly nutritious egg completely, convinced you were protecting your health. But what if I told you that this advice was not only wrong, but that by avoiding this perfect food, you have been depriving your body of the very building blocks it needs to fight age-related decline and keep your heart strong? What if the egg was never the problem, but the science, or rather, the misinterpretation of the science, was? In this crucial video, Dr. Miles is going to peel back the layers of this decades-old myth. I will show you the definitive, up-to-the-minute research that proves you do not need to fear the egg. We will discuss the real reason why this simple but destructive myth persisted for so long, and most importantly, I will reveal how to correctly buy and cook eggs to maximize their protective benefits for your heart, your brain, and your muscle health as you age. Stick with me until the very end, because I will explain a fascinating detail about how eggs change the very type of cholesterol particles in your bloodstream for the better. This is a truth your doctor might not even know. Before we dive into the history and the evidence, let me tell you about one of my patients, a remarkable woman I will call Eleanor. Eleanor is 72 years old, a retired school principal, and a woman who took her health seriously. For the last 20 years, she had been meticulously avoiding egg yolks. Her doctor had warned her that her cholesterol numbers were slowly but surely creeping up, and eliminating the yolks was the one non-negotiable rule. Eleanor used to love a soft-boiled egg with her morning coffee, but she replaced it with a bowl of processed, low-fat cereal or a piece of white toast with jam, thinking she was doing the right thing. She was frustrated because, despite all her efforts, avoiding eggs, diligently choosing low-fat products, her annual lab work showed no improvement. Her triglycerides were starting to rise, a critical marker of metabolic distress, and her good cholesterol, the HDL, was falling lower and lower. She felt tired and unsatisfied after her carb-heavy breakfasts, often crashing before lunch. When she came to us, she was convinced a statin was her only option, but I told her to pause. The first and most radical thing we did was to put 2 whole, pasture-raised eggs back on her breakfast plate. That seemed like a crazy step backward to her, but it was the start of an incredible turnaround. Eleanor's story perfectly illustrates why the half-century-old advice about eggs is not just outdated, but actively harmful. To understand the fear, we have to travel back to the 1960s. Heart disease was tragically exploding across America, and doctors and scientists were desperate to find a simple cause. Into this void stepped a theory that was simple and easy to communicate, the dietary cholesterol theory. It stated that the cholesterol you consume directly becomes the cholesterol in your blood, which then clogs your arteries. The prime suspect with its visibly high cholesterol content was the egg. One man, the scientist Ancel Keys, popularized this idea with his now infamous 7-countries study. He used his findings to lobby governments and health organizations to change the food guidelines, which forced countless people to quit eggs. But here is the unfortunate truth. As time and scrutiny have revealed, his data was fundamentally flawed. He famously excluded countries that did not fit his narrative, countries that ate a lot of saturated fat and had low rates of heart disease. He only included the ones that helped prove his point. It was an example of a simple story, not good, ethical science, winning the day. The message, fat is bad, cholesterol is bad, eggs are bad, was so easy to understand that it spread like a biological wildfire. And here is the layer that gave the myth its sticking power. Food manufacturers absolutely loved it. The fear of natural whole food fats like butter, meat, and eggs opened a massive, multi-billion-dollar market for highly processed, low-fat, and often high-sugar alternatives. Think low-fat cereals, liquid margarine, and processed snack foods. The profit motive gave this shaky theory incredible momentum, and for decades, any evidence that contradicted it was conveniently ignored or dismissed as an outlier. The fundamental flaw in that 1960s theory lies in a basic misunderstanding of your biology. Your body is an intelligent, self-regulating machine. Your liver is the master regulator, producing 70 to 80% of the cholesterol circulating in your bloodstream. When you eat more cholesterol from food, your liver simply adjusts and produces less. When you eat less cholesterol, your liver ramps up production to meet your body's essential needs. Cholesterol is not a toxin, it is vital. It is essential for every single cell membrane, for the production of critical hormones like estrogen and cortisol, and for making bile to help you digest food. The idea that eating one more egg yolk instantly translates to an increase in your blood cholesterol is simply not true for the vast majority of people. It took years, but the strength of the new science finally overwhelmed the simple story. The turning point was one of the most significant changes in modern nutritional policy. In 2015, the United States Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee officially removed dietary cholesterol as a nutrient of concern for overconsumption. Let me repeat that because this is the fact that should shatter the old fear. The federal government, after reviewing all the best available evidence, removed the limit on cholesterol consumption. They were essentially saying the advice to limit eggs was baseless. This message was strongly reinforced in 2020 when the American Heart Association, after reviewing the best available studies, concluded that for most people, the cholesterol in foods like eggs has a minimal and often completely insignificant impact on your blood cholesterol levels. A massive analysis that looked at hundreds of thousands of adults across the globe confirmed this. Eating one egg a day does not increase your risk of heart disease or stroke. Even when researchers looked at those eating closer to 2 eggs a day, the risk did not increase. This is the truth that can save your life. The fear was completely misplaced. If eggs are innocent, what is the real culprit? The researchers in these massive studies made a crucial finding that Dr. Miles talks about constantly on this channel. It is not the egg, it is what the egg is sitting next to. When eggs are eaten as part of a traditional whole food diet, paired with fresh vegetables, avocados, or healthy oils, they are completely safe and protective. But when they are eaten in a typical Western breakfast, say inside a processed McMuffin, alongside white toast, sugary jam, and a glass of concentrated orange juice, the health outcomes plummet. The real enemies are the refined carbohydrates, the hidden added sugars, and the processed fats that are the foundation of a modern breakfast. This combination causes a massive spike in blood sugar, triggering an inflammatory cascade and an insulin rush that is far more damaging to your arteries than any amount of cholesterol. When Eleanor stopped eating toast and started pairing her whole eggs with spinach and healthy fats, her lab results showed her triglycerides went down and her good HDL cholesterol went up. Eggs are not just benign, they are a nutritional powerhouse, a multivitamin wrapped in a perfect, affordable shell. Here is what you are missing when you avoid the yolk. High-quality protein. Each large egg contains about 6 to 7 grams of the highest quality protein available. This is absolutely critical for women as they age to combat age-related muscle loss, known as sarcopenia, which is a major driver of frailty, falls, and slow recovery. Healthy muscle is also your most important internal safety valve against prediabetes and metabolic disease. Choline. One egg provides about 150 milligrams of this essential nutrient. Choline is vital for brain health, supporting the production of a neurotransmitter, critical for memory, clear thinking, and mood stabilization. Most older adults do not consume enough choline, which is why the egg is an indispensable food for cognitive protection. Lutein and zeaxanthin. These two powerful antioxidants are concentrated in the egg yolk. They act like internal sunglasses, protecting the macula of your eye from light damage and significantly lowering the risk of age-related vision loss, such as macular degeneration. Getting these consistently is essential, and eggs are one of the most reliable food sources. Vitamin D, especially important for older adults who may not get enough sunlight, egg yolks contain natural vitamin D. This vitamin supports your immune system, bone density, and contributes to better mood regulation. B vitamins. Eggs are a natural source of B12 and other B vitamins, which are crucial for sustained energy production and nerve health. Since older adults often struggle to absorb B12, the readily available form in eggs makes them a crucial dietary staple. To get the full array of these benefits, you cannot just buy any egg, and you cannot cook them haphazardly. First, choosing the best egg. You will see confusing labels like cage-free and free-range, which often mean the hens are still kept indoors in crowded barns. The label you should prioritize is pasture-raised. Pasture-raised hens spend most of their lives outside with at least 108 square feet of space per bird, foraging on grass, seeds, and insects. Because of this natural, varied diet, their eggs are scientifically proven to be superior. They contain up to twice as much vitamin E and significantly more omega-3 fatty acids compared to conventional eggs. If pasture-raised is too expensive or unavailable, look for omega-3 enriched eggs, which come from hens fed a diet supplemented with flaxseed or chia seeds. Second, gentle cooking is key. The second critical mistake is cooking the egg at too high a heat. When you fry an egg until the edges are brown and crispy, the cholesterol within the yolk can become oxidized. Oxidized cholesterol is chemically different from the cholesterol your body makes, and studies have linked it to inflammation and potential artery damage. You do not need to eat raw eggs, but you should prioritize low-heat cooking methods like boiling, poaching, or scrambling gently over low heat. A soft-boiled egg preserves the most sensitive antioxidants like lutein. Third, the right pairing. The final step is pairing the egg correctly. Never cook your eggs in highly processed vegetable oils that oxidize easily. Use a healthy, heat-stable fat like butter or a small amount of avocado oil. And always serve them with fiber and vegetables. Think egg scrambled with fresh spinach and mushrooms, or a hard-boiled egg sliced over a bed of mixed greens with avocado. This combination balances the meal, slows digestion, and avoids the blood sugar and insulin roller coaster that is the true destroyer of your arteries. Now for that surprising nugget of science I promised. When we talk about cholesterol, we are often fixated on LDL, the so-called bad cholesterol. But LDL is not a single particle. It comes in different sizes. Think of it like a fleet of delivery trucks in your bloodstream. Small, dense LDL. These are the tiny, heavy particles. They are easily damaged, can slip into the artery wall, and are strongly associated with the formation of plaque and heart risk. Large, fluffy LDL. These are the bigger, lighter, buoyant particles. They are much less likely to cause harm. Here is the incredible part. The best available studies show that when you start eating eggs, they can shift your cholesterol pattern. Eggs do not just avoid making things worse. They actively cause a beneficial change in the particle size distribution, reducing the dangerous, small, dense particles and increasing the protective, large, fluffy particles. In other words, eggs improve the quality of your cholesterol pattern in a way that actually lowers your overall risk. The humble egg is not the villain of your heart health story. It is a hero waiting to be welcomed back onto your plate. If you have been avoiding eggs for years based on outdated advice, I hope this video has given you the clarity and the permission you needed to reclaim this incredibly healthy, affordable food. Do not let old fears hold you back any longer. If you're ready to take control of your heart health beyond just a single diet change, and you are tired of confusing and conflicting advice, please check out the 7-step heart attack prevention protocol I have developed. It is completely free, and you can download it using the link right down in the description below. It is the perfect place to start your journey to a stronger, healthier heart. Please share this video with a friend or a family member who is still avoiding egg yolks. Let us help them break free from this decades-old myth. Give this video a like if you learned something new today, and be sure to subscribe to the Senior Forward Health channel for more evidence-based, life-saving advice from Dr. Miles. Your health is your greatest wealth. We will see you in the next video.